Welcome to this explainer. Today we're tackling a financial breakdown that honestly addresses a goal that sounds incredibly daunting right out of the gate, the $1,000 in 30 days challenge. I mean, if you've ever looked at your bank account and just wished you had an extra grand sitting there, maybe to kickstart an emergency fund, or honestly just to prove to yourself that you have total control over your finances, well, you're exactly in the right place. But how do we actually get there without going on one of those completely miserable, restrictive starvation budgets? Like, how do we make this actually practical? Let's find out together.
Okay, let's dive into this. Is saving $1,000 in 30 days actually possible? Look, when you just stare at that massive, zero-heavy number as a single block, it feels like an unscalable mountain, right? It creates this immediate financial anxiety. But the trick to climbing any mountain isn't attempting to leap to the very top in one giant bound. It's about looking at the manageable steps right in front of your feet. So today, we're exploring how our source material deconstructs this intimidating figure into clear, bite-sized steps that prove it's absolutely within reach.
And this brilliantly illustrates the real math behind the magic, which is surprisingly manageable. Just $33. To hit a grand in a month, you don't need to win the lottery or get some instant promotion at work. You literally just need to find about $250 a week, which breaks down to roughly $33 a day. And here's the real secret sauce we pulled from our source. You don't have to just rigidly save that $33. You can actually achieve this daily target through a really strategic mix of lowering your expenses and earning extra income. Suddenly, that huge mountain is just a $33 daily hurdle. We can totally do that.
So here is our game plan for this explainer. Think of it like a 4-level video game sprint. First, the $1,000 challenge, followed by Week 1, start saving, Week 2, earn extra income, Week 3, shop smart, and Week 4's final push. Lastly, we'll wrap up with the ultimate saving secret.
Section 1, the $1,000 challenge. Let's get our mindset and goals locked in.
Before we start executing the daily tactics, we really need to treat this like a focused 30-day experiment. Doing that completely removes the dread of permanent budgeting. By breaking the timeline into 4 distinct phases, we keep our cognitive load super low. We're just taking it 1 week at a time, aiming for a weekly target of $250. Seriously, just keep your eyes on the current week, and the month will basically take care of itself.
Section 2, Week 1, start saving. Time to play some defense.
All right, for our very first mission, the source suggests plugging the immediate leaks in our spending habits. To hit that first $250, start by reducing outside food and avoiding delivery, because man, those hidden fees are absolute budget killers. Next, ruthlessly cancel any unused subscriptions, curb that impulse shopping, and always use a written grocery list so you buy exactly what you need, not just whatever catches your eye in the aisle. Execute these 4 steps like a pro, and boom, Week 1 target acquired.
Section 3, Week 2, earn extra income. We are shifting from defense to offense. This week is all about arranging some extra cash. The source outlines some really great tactics here. Selling unused items around the house, picking up an extra shift at work, or maybe trying some legitimate freelance side gigs. But listen, the absolutely crucial insight here is that every single extra dollar you make must completely bypass your wallet and go directly into savings. You do not want it accidentally becoming daily spending money. Hide it from yourself.
Section 4, Week 3, shop smart. Time to refine our daily choices.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we return to the defensive side of saving this week by tackling a fundamental psychological shift: need versus want. Before tapping your card, the source highly recommends just pausing for a second to ask yourself, do you truly need this item to function this week, or do you just want the temporary dopamine hit of buying it? Mastering this simple, momentary pause before checking out is honestly the absolute core engine of Week 3.
Let's move to and see how this builds into real actionable habits for Week 3. We're talking about making your coffee and meals at home, actively utilizing coupons and cashback apps, and taking just an hour to compare and switch to cheaper phone or internet plans. These might seem like small shifts, but they compound so quickly. These smart shopping swaps easily generate that third batch of $250.
Section 5, Week 4, final push. We're in the home stretch now. For days 22 through 30, we are in an absolute adrenaline-fueled sprint to the finish line. The source material recommends getting intense here, but remember, it's literally only for a few days. Start a 7-day no-spend challenge where you commit to buying absolutely nothing except the bare essentials, like basic groceries. Squeeze out any remaining value from your home by selling whatever unused items you didn't quite get around to in Week 2. And of course, continue funneling every last drop of extra income straight to your savings. Just hold the line, stay fiercely disciplined for just this final week, and then you get to check that glorious month-end total.
Section 6, the ultimate saving secret. Let's look at the core philosophy.
Let's slow the pace down for a second and look at the core philosophy that makes this entire 30-day breakdown work. Look at this. The math resolves perfectly.
Week 1, defense, 250. Week 2, offense, 250. Week 3, smart shopping, 250. Week 4, sprint, 250. By isolating each week, you completely strip the anxiety out of the overall $1,000 goal. You aren't trying to save $1,000 all at once, you are just hitting a highly achievable micro-target, proving this step-by-step system genuinely works.
So, the crucial point is summarized perfectly in this direct quote from the source material. You don't need to stop spending completely. The goal is to remove unnecessary expenses, find extra income, and save the difference. That right there, that's the whole secret to this explainer. This journey isn't about miserable deprivation at all. It's about a calculated, smart balance. It's about starving your bad habits, not starving yourself of joy.
Of course, we have to ground this in reality before we wrap up. As the source wisely notes, everyone's income levels and baseline expenses are completely different. Saving $1,000 in a month might not be mathematically possible for everyone right now depending on your current bills, and hey, that is perfectly okay. You should treat this structure as a flexible template, an example challenge to test your own personal limits. Maybe your goal is $500, or maybe you're a higher earner and it's $2,000. The weekly, step-by-step system remains exactly the same regardless. So, knowing you now have the ultimate blueprint to optimize your spending and earning week by week, what will your 30-day goal be?